And as we mentioned, Kevin Reynolds made jump history earlier this season, becoming the first man to land 2 quads in the short. And you have to land, Sandra, 2 different quads to meet the requirements. So Kevin will likely be the only man able to do that for some time.
That's right. Hit the quad salchow and the quad toe loop. And one of the reasons why he is 7th in the short program is because he did go for those in the short program yesterday and didn't land his 2nd quad, but credit to him for trying. Didier Gaillet, the mastermind behind the scandal in Salt Lake in 2002. And here's Kevin opening with his quad, the salchow. Could have been a 2-foot landing there. And back-to-back quads. Here we go again. The triple toe loop this time, quad toe loop this time. What makes these programs so difficult is there's almost no time between triple axel, triple toe loop. Nice recovery.
Kevin missed qualifying for the Olympics in his hometown by placing 3rd at the Canadians. And when asked what he learned through his up and down season last year, he said, "I learned never to give up." Because he came back and competed at 4 continents, picking up the bronze medal there.
Second triple axel. Oh, and a pop. Remember that Kevin is only 20, and there's just so, I can't underscore enough how difficult it is to even conceive of 2 quads, 2 triple axels, a full program of content, all the choreography required, all of that in 4.5 minutes.
As is true with a lot of the jumpers, they've always had to work extra hard on the artistry in their programs, and Kevin has made the effort to do that this season. His coach, Joanne McLeod, says, "Hey, I have to stop him from doing too many jumps in practice because she really wants him to concentrate on the other side of his skating, the artistry."
With Shaylin Bourne, his choreographer, who did both his programs, has been a huge influence. And Shay is extraordinary on the ice and really reminds you how much you love skating. And I think that that's what she's brought to Kevin.
Well, here is French skater Shafiq Bezegya, a 21-year-old, and this is his very first Grand Prix event, and some would say a little bit old for your first Grand Prix event. Gets lost among all the great French skaters like Brian Joubert and Florent Amodio. And Florent we'll see a little bit later. But he didn't begin skating until the age of 12. Was out on a family day at his sister's skating rink and said, I kind of like this sport. I think I'll take it up seriously.
Well, it's extraordinary what he's been able to accomplish since starting at 12 and being here in the final flight at a Grand Prix championship. Opening with the, whoa, and that's where the inexperience shows. He's placed at his national championship is 5th. He's had almost no international experience.
Sandra, a huge stage to be making your very first senior Grand Prix appearance. Some skaters may be able to feed off being in front of the hometown crowd. For others, it just may be a little bit too much too quickly.
Well, it can be an overwhelming experience for sure. And actually, the older you are, the harder it is. Sometimes a 15 or 16-year-old can be naive and just go for it, whereas a 21-year-old's going to think about it and think about the consequences.
Ignorance is bliss.
Absolutely. Well done. Triple axel combination. Well, he's gaining confidence, and that's the important thing, is to just don't give up. Keep pushing through and take this home as a lesson. Difficult to pull together a program that started badly, and that's exactly what he's done, so he should be very proud of himself.
time. Takehiko Kazuka needs to finish on the podium today in order to do that. And right now is first after the short.
This is not an easy place to skate last and after a brilliant performance. He has to take that energy from the audience and use it for himself. And this is a beautiful program constructed by Marina Zueva. Opening with his quad. Following that triple axel right away into a triple Lutz combination.
And he struggled in the Olympic season with consistency, something that he had never really shown us before. Had two uncharacteristic meltdowns, one of them at Worlds when he finished in 10th place. He came back strong this season with that win at the Cup of China.
Taka is simply a beautiful skater. Fluid. Gorgeous edges and movement, such freedom. There is no weakness in his skating. He's been young and shy, and now he's developing a real style on the ice. Second triple axel. What makes this program special is that all the content, the technical elements, the jumps are weaved within the choreography. Special and more difficult. Wow, triple.
And Sandra, what's so
toe loop.
hard to believe just watching him skate is the fact that he is considered the third Japanese man behind Daisuke and Nobunari Oda.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is an especially extraordinary piece of choreography, the footwork. And the musicality, brilliant.
Is a podium finish even in doubt with that performance? Takehiko Kazuka, remember, a podium finish will send him to the Grand Prix final, the second of his career.
Well, there's no doubt, and that was crazy good for this early in the season. He has a richness to his skating, just exquisite. He's so well trained too. He does a performance like that pretty much on a daily basis. And really, there's no secret. If you're trained like that, then you can deliver.
Process of reworking her jumps, which have frequently been downgraded over the years. It sure showed at her first Grand Prix event of the season. She finished 8th, and she's never finished that poorly in any event in the past 6 seasons. So this is unfamiliar territory for her.
What a life this young woman has had. She came on the scene in 2005 as the junior world champion, and many thought in 2006 she could have medaled at the Olympics, but she was too young to compete. She's been a huge star in Japan ever since. And with that comes so much pressure. The only woman with a triple axel here. And opening with that, it is her trademark jump. And a pop. Nice fight for the triple flip combination.
Well, one observation some people have made is under coach Tatiana Tarasova, her old coach, used to practice jump after jump after jump. Now the training is much more balanced under coach Nobu Sato.
And even with all that training before with jump after jump, she started not doing the triplets at all in her programs or the triple Salchow. And really, in order for her to regain her status in the world, she has to relearn all these jumps, and that's what she's doing. That should have been a second triple axel. This is too much too soon, though. When you are breaking down your technique, it's going to take more than a few months. And she does need that time. It's not going to happen here. Unfortunately, with a performance like this, you just lose so much confidence, and it's really heartbreaking to see her going through that. It takes great courage to get out there knowing that you're not ready.
And she hasn't been the first one that has had to do this, go back and relearn.
Well, it's such a familiar story with women because they learn the jumps when they're young, and then they grow up and their bodies change, their balance changes, their technique changes, everything changes, and it's like relearning everything all over again. And yet it's on the world stage, so it's not even in private. But with all her struggles, it still looks as though she's trying to find her joy again.
Well, Mawasada will miss the Grand Prix final for the first time in her career. The comeback, I guess if we can call it that, Sandra, will continue for the reigning world champion from Japan. Well, here is 17-year-old Mirai Nagasu, who finished fourth at the Olympics in Vancouver, and she trains with Olympic champion Evan Lysacek's coach, Frank Carroll, who you saw at the boards there. And Frank said last month he had a heated discussion with Mirai. He told her she wasn't working hard enough, and Frank said it's never easy with Mirai.
Well, she is feisty, and that's what's so appealing about her. And she has a mind of her own. She's actually very hard on herself. She is a hard worker generally, is her worst critic. Very determined young lady. And last year at the Olympic Championships, she just went in, waltzed in and placed fourth, and just wasn't even happy with that. This program, Memoirs of a Geisha, is no doubt for the World Championships in Tokyo. Her grandparents live just an hour away from Tokyo. Opening with the triple Lutz. Has wonderful speed on the ice. Double axel, triple toe loop. Very difficult combination.
Sandra, she missed 8 weeks of training during the summer season with a right ankle stress fracture. Never easy to take that much time off training.
Whoops. That was an odd loss of control. Trying to recover from that spin, it's gone. Second triple Lutz. Nice triple loop. She's an aggressive competitor, well in control of her nerves.
Became the American champion at such a tender young age. She was just 15 years old. The following year, dropped down to 5th place, and then last year had that silver medal, which earned her a berth to the Olympic Games.
A silver medal that many thought should have been gold, including myself. It was a spectacular performance. strong performance from only 17 years old. She still lacks a little maturity, but boy, does she ever have the technical content there.
Former American champ looking to find success on the Grand Prix Tour will have her scrum.
And Cynthia should be proud. Yes, it's a good stepping stone for her for the season, better than Skate Canada, and that's all you can ask for at this stage.
Well, Sandra, here's our final skater of the day, Kira Korpi, a European medalist, a Finnish champion, and the 22-year-old started her season off winning the prestigious Nebelhorn competition and followed that up with a fourth-place result at the first Grand Prix event of her season.
The highest she has placed on the world scene is 9th in 2008. So being in the lead is new for her.
Of concern to her right now, the fact that she hasn't been able to land her triple-triple in competition.
And here it is. And there you have it.
Nice to get that monkey off your back.
And she needs this, the triple Lutz.
Her teammate Laura Lepisto won the bronze medal at the Worlds earlier this year. The first bronze ever won in ladies singles by Finland. And someone asked her about that. She says, I'm not jealous. She goes, this just gives me courage and strength to show that skaters from smaller nations like mine can go on to great things.
Again, it's that concentration. When Kira starts to have trouble, she stiffens up. So what's important for her is to really feel the ice, use her knees, make the ice her friend. There we go.
Loves Canadian choreographers. This program choreographed by David Wilson, or show program by Shaylin Bourne.
Many people like Canadian choreographers. So many come to Toronto to work with Laurie Nickel, David Wilson, Shaylin Bourne. It's a real center for choreography. And when you make mistakes like that, it's the choreography that saves you.
Well, Kira Corpy has never won a Grand Prix medal before. She went into this free skate in first place after the short. Will that be enough to hang on to a spot on the podium here? Maybe even win it.
It was a hot and cold performance. She had technical errors, but she committed to the emotion of the program. She didn't lose character. She held that performance level, and that will help her a lot here.